Hello guys, welcome back. It's Steven here and I'm back with another exciting new video just for you guys. Now today's video is part 2 of our series of creating a portfolio on Behance. Remember I created a video earlier showing you how to set up a Behance account from scratch. Now this video is going to show you how to arrange your work for proper presentation on your portfolio. So if you're new to this channel, please hit that subscribe button, like this video. This is going to encourage me to keep making more videos like this. Now let's jump straight into the video. Okay guys, so to begin these tutorials, let's look at Behance. Let's look at some other people's project presentations or brand presentations. I looked up a couple. This is Canizo. Now if you go through, you see how it's arranged. So this is what we're going to be covering in this tutorial: how to arrange your work like this to look attractive or inviting to whoever will come across your portfolio. Another one here is my host. You can see the full breakdown and everything is here. So I'm going to show you how to put that together. And now you can either use Photoshop or AI, as Illustrator or Photoshop, for this project. But I think we have more people using Photoshop, and Photoshop is best when you're, especially considering the fact that we have to work with mockups and all of that. So I'll just show you how to create this with mockup. So first things first, document setup and your dimensions. Now if you're uploading a project on Behance, they always have a minimum requirement in terms of sizing, and that is, they say it should be at least 1440 pixels in width. The width of the design or a page should be 1440. That's the minimum. So for me, I just like to, if you open your Photoshop, you can just go to web, so sorry, film and video, use 1920 by 1080. That's what I mostly use. I set my resolution on 300 ppi. Then you want to use artboards. You're going to click on artboards. It's very essential when you're creating this kind of presentation because it's multiple pages, so you want to be able to create more pages. So we're going to click on artboard and click create. Then we have this setup like this. I don't need these guides, so I'm just going to clear guides. So I have artboard 1, and the reason why I say we should create artboards is that we are going to be creating a multiple page, so I can easily just keep creating more of these pages like that. You get, it's going to be easier for me to do my work like that, so I don't have to be opening different Photoshop documents. So we have our artboard. Now when you are trying to do a logo or a brand presentation, there are some major things that you need to show or present. Okay, so when it comes to presentation of projects on our portfolio, these are the things you want to show. These are the main things you want to consider. First, your cover page. Then you want to show the logo itself and maybe the idea or the concept behind the logo. You want to show your colors used in the design. You want to show your typography and font family. You want to show the brand assets, which is also like the mockups that the brands will probably, like the mockups that the brand will actualize or print out and all of that. Then next, your images that relate to that kind of brand that you just created. Those are the major things you want to show in your brand presentation. You can add other things like your animated logo, patterns, social media designs, templates and all of that. That's up to you, but majorly these are the main things that you want to make sure is shown in your logo presentation. So first, let's start with the cover page. So for me, how I like to do my cover page is that I just get an image that is most suitable with the brand or relates to the brand. Then I display my logo on top. You can actually do something different. Some people just use only the logo for the cover page. Some people just use only the name of the brand for the cover page. Whichever I choose to do, just make sure that your cover page is showing your audience what this brand presentation is about. So like for me, I say I like to get an image relating to the brand, and this particular brand I created is a fictional project, Spark. it's a digital marketing agency, so I just got images that relate to an agency. Let's put this in artboard 1. Then I just resize, fill up everywhere. Then I usually add an overlay. Now your overlay can be the brand color, your dominant brand color. Like for me, it was red. It was red, that was my dominant brand color. I'm just going to pick something close to it. So you can either use red, then just fade it out a bit, then put your logo on top. Probably this is the logo I created, Spark logo. So let's just get that, like this one. Or we can use only the icon. If you want to use the full logo, it's a choice. So I'll just probably use maybe just the icon for this. But let's make it white. So I'm going to be using white there. So you can use this as your cover. You can add the one with the name. You can have the logo on one side, the name on one side, whichever, just a cover photo. But to be on the safer side, probably just use black. I think black is more compatible with most brand colors. Maybe if you want to use your logo in its original color, yeah, you can just decide to use black. You get. So this is how I mostly set up my cover of my project. Yeah, just something like this. So like I said, the next thing I want to show is your logo presentation, your logo in different forms. Now let's create more artboards. This is why I say we should keep using artboard. So let's expand. So when it comes to your logo presentation, you want to show the variations of your logo. Like I have my primary logo, I have my secondary logo here. So you can bring that in, 2 logos, resize. So you may choose to start from your primary logo, whichever, or you may choose to start from the icon alone. Sometimes I start from only the icon and what or how the icon came about. So if I was to do that in this place, that's right here. Okay, so I can just have the icon as the next page of my presentation. Then if you're having your logo, probably what should come next will be the logo breakdown, probably the concept behind that logo. I don't think I saved that page here. Okay, this is what I put together earlier. I'm trying to save time in this tutorial, so but this is like the logo breakdown. I did this in Illustrator, so you should probably prepare all these files before. Then your presentation now is just to arrange everything how you want it to be. So this is like the logo breakdown. So I'll probably have this just right after my icon, right after the icon. So I can just pick only this part out. Okay, so this will come here. I'll see, expand my artboard. Then I have my primary and secondary logo there. Let's bring it down. So you can decide to put the primary logo on the page of its own, then have your secondary logo, because you may have more than one secondary logo actually, or variations. So you may decide to put them on separate pages, or you may decide to put them on one page. All you just have to do, maybe you probably use text to indicate that, oh, this is primary logo while this is secondary. We'll still do some finishing touches, but I'm just trying to get the basic arrangement first of all. So you can just indicate like this: primary logo, secondary logo, logo concept, or whichever. Or like I said, if you feel separate pages is best for you, go ahead. There's no one way of doing it. You just need to show these most important elements, just like I said. So that's an artboard for your logo. So the next thing I want to show is the color, the brand color. Now there are various ways of displaying your color. You can go online and search for inspiration. I mostly like to use Pinterest. If you want to be creative, you can go on Pinterest and search for, let's say, brand color palette. And you see how people arrange their brands differently. Like, see this one, all the colors are there, and the logo or the icon of that brand is by the bottom right of each of them. See this one, all the logos just displayed horizontally with the hex code above all of them. See this other one, all the brand colors. Yet, so there are so many ways of doing it. Yet, see that. So however you choose to do it, it's all up to you. There are so many options. You can just get creative with it. For me, probably, since I have 3 main colors in this brand, I will, let me crop that. For me, I will use a big, and then pick this color so I get the exact shade. I'll use a bigger rectangle for my primary brand color. Then I'll use smaller ones for the secondary colors. Yeah. So my secondary colors, let's resize all of them together. Yeah. So secondary color here is black, a shade of black, which is 30 30 30, or was it 10 10 10? I used 10 10 10. Yeah. Then for this one, the white here was like FC. It's kind of like an off-white. Can barely notice it. Well, I'll probably just group this together and maybe give it a shadow so that it will stand out from the background. And yeah, mind you, this artboard, it doesn't have a background yet, so I can add a background much later, and maybe that background I will carry this color, be able to show the color. So you can have your color like this, or let's make good use of space. I'll probably expand maybe something like this. Then I can decide to get my color codes. I should pick this one, the color code here as well. I just copy it, come with my text too, and if you write inside, see the circle is going to write inside the shape, so probably outside here. That is the color code for this one. This is, like I said, it was FC. Let's take it on top. So this was FC, and this one was 10 10 10. So this and this, let's just make it white so we can see the color very well, or the code very well. Yeah. So this is for color. Then next, you want to show your type, the font used for this brand. The font I used was a unique font called a unique. I should move it from that group. No more shadow. So a unique was the brand font I used. You can see that. Just like for the colors, there are different ways of presenting your brand font. Let me see if I can get that here. Brand font. Okay, presentation. All right, you see. So if it's a brand where you use different weights in the design, like if it's full branding, you need to show all of this. Actually, the typography set, if your H1, your H2, the font weights, font sizes that are required at different levels. If it's a full brand presentation, you need to do that. But if it's a logo only, then you probably not need a full or on typography presentation. Because a full brand now, you have your heading, you have your heading 2, you have your subtitle, you have your subheading, you have your body text 1, body text 2, and all of that. So there are different ways of presenting a brand font. So since it's just a logo, we can just use maybe only this style here. We don't need all this H1, H2, H3 because it's not a full brand presentation, just for a logo. So we can just have the name of the font, we'll display how the font looks like, and just this, the big size of the font. Say this one in color. This one has the first letter of the font in small caps, in all caps, and we have maybe the name and the history of the font. You get, so there are just various ways of doing your font presentation. So like we have Aeonic here, and just like the other brand did that I like, I just have AA, BB, C, then we have maybe to the next line 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Just anything that you feel will show the font well enough. Feel free to do that. Let's do A, make this bigger. Okay, so you can just make this smaller since we already have this one bigger. So you can just always keep looking up inspiration so that you can find the one that works best for you. The main thing is that you are showing that particular attribute. For me, I usually like to combine, because this will be 2 separate pages, because a page probably stops somewhere like here. This way a page will stop your presentation. So for me, sometimes I like to combine like my color and my text on one page instead of having separate pages for them. Because if you're going to use separate pages, then you need to fill this space up, so you shouldn't just be there. So maybe you can show logo in text in color. Since we already have our color here, we can just show how our text is going to look on these different brand colors here. So you can do that as well. Then after showing your color, next you want to show is your assets. And by assets, I mean your mockups, the brand assets. Now, when it comes to brand assets or mockups, sometimes I see people using things that are not really related to the brand they are designing for. Like I'm designing for a sports brand, and inside my mockups, I'm using maybe a coffee mug, and that does not really relate. You want to use things that relate to that brand. Remember, this is a presentation. You want to show your client or an audience that, okay, this is what I'm coming up with. This is how your brand is going to look like when you bring out all these assets, when you print it out and create all these assets. This is what your brand is going to feel like. So it has to be relatable. It has to be relatable. Don't use things that don't relate to the brand. So for me, I already prepared my mockups ahead of time because of the tutorial. So I have a brand t-shirt. I have wristbands which staff can use or you can give to customers. We have the back of the shirt, just a card, a complimentary card in front of a keyboard, because like it's a digital marketing agency. So these are things you're going to see. Brand stationaries, the complimentary cards, envelopes, letterheads, ledgers and all of that. This is the front of the shirt. So maybe the shirt can be a staff shirt while the other one can be for customers. You get things that people can relate to. Digital marketing, we have a tablet here on a table, on a work desk, smartwatch. Probably if they have an app, or they create an app, you can program that into the smartwatch to be there as well. So I already prepared my assets ahead of time. So of course, I guess everybody probably knows if you want to get mockups, a good place of getting mockups is Free Pick. You can get a whole array of mockups from Free Pick. So you want to find things, like I said, relating to your brand. So just ask, okay, if I was to create so brand, what are the things that they will probably have in their office? You can have like a digital marketing agency, so you have like flash drive. And this is why we're using Photoshop, because if you want fully editable mockups, they should come in PSD so that you can edit them as well. So most of these are premium. So but if you're using free, you get, so there are some mockups that you can just get for free here and customize it according to your own brand color and any other thing. Maybe indicate the logo on the asset as well. So just prepare your mockups, save it as PNG. You can see that most of my files here are saved as PNG. It was only this one I saved as a JPEG and this one, but every other thing is saved as a PNG. And that is because, like I said, all these artboards, they don't have a background yet. They don't have a background yet. So we want to be able to customize our background. So let's start with okay, almost everything here. Okay, let's start with brand wear, or let's start with stationaries. Stationery is concerned with the brand, so we have 1, 2, and 3. You can decide to create a separate artboard now, or you can just decide to make one artboard longer, whichever. But I don't advise one artboard to be too long. But I am not quite sure. I think you can upload a maximum of like maybe 10 images. So like this one now will count as a full image, or one image rather. So you will have to apply some wisdom when you are creating your files. Let's have this overlapping this a bit. Okay, let's take this on top. Let's bring it here. Push everything else down a bit. Resize. Make the artboard longer. Alright. Yeah, so this. But I usually don't like to have too many of one thing. So maybe I'll probably just eliminate this so that we don't have something taking up too much space on particular thing, because now we've shown like brand stationaries. So there's also brand wear, which we have the shirts, the watch, the wristband, this other shirt. But let's start with this one first. So I have all of this here. So we don't want them to take too much space as well. So let's hide it like this. So let's start with the shirt. The back of the shirt, adjust the size. Okay, so we have this. So we have this here. Then we can probably fix the watch in by the side. So this category of the assets can be you can just name it wearables if you choose to, or merch, a brand merch, just to show. Then I can decide to give this shirt its own full page. So instead of sharing, we can have this one on a full page, or maybe we want to use the other shirt, or let's probably use this here and use the back and the front on a full page, since that one will be like staff tees. The front and the back bigger, have their own yet. So this is wearables. Then next thing you want to show is the images. You want to show image after you've shown assets. Let's show images. So like I said, you're going to get a whole lot of images that relate to that brand. Like I got some images now relating to a digital marketing agency, and we have our audience, the people behind it. They are kind of like a young tech savvy group, so our images wants to reflect that. Another thing which is tough, because we're mostly using free assets, is that if I'm designing a brand that is region specific. Let's say I'm designing a brand in Africa or Nigeria or something like that. You want your images to actually show, okay, Africans or Nigerians or black people. If you're designing for like a white, if it's a regional brand, you want to make sure that your pictures, as much as you can, are showing that ethnic group or something like that. So you see black people here dominantly. You just have a few people here, which is fine. I use these two pictures for user persona, like the ideal client of this brand, but that's for like a full branding project, not for just a logo. For a logo, you may not really need user persona, but when you're doing a full brand, you need to consider the ideal users. And you see the people, those are like Nigerians. So you see that, okay, these people can actually pass for Nigerians if they are not Nigerians already. Then, of course, other images, a work desk. Want to see charts because digital marketing works with results like this, you get. So you want to have all of these images inside your presentation as well. Okay, so I brought this icon here. Let's delete it. And for image presentation, like I said, go crazy, come up, have fresh ideas. However you choose to present your work, just do it like so. So for me, I usually will categorize the vertical images, separate them from the horizontal images. Like this is a horizontal image, so I'll probably have it here. So I can take these two horizontal images, push it to the side, then that one vertical image can be here. Now I won't just leave this pictures bare like that. I will create shapes that are going to contain these pictures. So I am going to draw like rectangles. Doing a bit too much, but so now this one will be clipped. Okay, so clip, find where it is, expand, fill it up, just like that. Next image, right there. So this is here, clip it in here, position it. Alright, so yeah, we have our images set up complete now. Let's resize this a bit. So our images are now all set up, and probably the last thing that you want to include here is your contact information in case other people see your project and they like it and they want to reach out to you. It will already be on Behance profile, but it doesn't hurt to actually have it here again. So this is just like a basic setup. The cover page should be on its own. So we have our cover page ticked. The logo presentation is there, the color, the typography, the assets, and the images. Those are the major things you want to include in your presentation. Now remember, these are our backgrounds are still blank. Let's group all of this. Our backgrounds are black or blank, sorry. So you have to add the background now, and when you're adding backgrounds to your work, you want to have like a flow of colors. Like now, starting from this dark background, yeah, it can flow into white color. Since we want to show our logos in the full color itself, we can flow into this white color. Yeah, so you know that all of this is white. So if you're adding a background, you can just come to this is artboard 2 here. However, I choose to add your background. If you use rectangles for your background, put that fine. Use a rectangle, make it white. You can add a pattern to the rectangle behind, that's fine. However, I choose to do it. Then to the next artboard. Okay, so the next artboard we can have, let's put it under So since we've already used white, we can try a different color now. I'm thinking black. I'm thinking black here. We can use black, pitch black. But of course it's going to conflict with this, but regardless, we'll just add a stroke to it so that it can stand out. That's one of the colors you get. So you can see that, okay, there's actually a color there. Then we have some text here, right? This, okay, that one's already red. This. Then we can make those text white. Get. So we have a flow, so it's not just all plain. You want your brand colors, and how that flow should be. We should be working around your brand colors. So we have from this color to white flowing into a black. This thing. We can come back to white. Here. Let's add another here, and this will probably be red. Get that. Then the last section is images. Images can be any color because they are standing alone, but since we started red here, I think we can just continue with red on this side, so it flows all the way down. Put it under, and yes, this is now complete. Now what we want to do is sectioning and titles. You want to add like a title of each section, like logo presentation. Then I'll have like that showing here, logo. Just indicates what each is at the beginning of every section. It's not compulsory. I don't really do that unless I just want to be specific about certain things. This one now will say color. So however, if you want to put it in a shape, want to leave it to stand alone. However, this typo there, typography. Yeah, then next thing, assets. But probably make it stand out more. I'm just doing it roughly just to show an example. I don't want this tutorial to be too long. Then the last one is obviously our pictures. So they mustn't always be at the top as well. Like I said, this is designed to show us your full range of creativity. You don't have to follow any particular set as long as you are passing that information across. That is the major thing that is needed. You get. So like this, we have everything complete. Then now we can export. All of this. So yeah, probably save this PSD. Let's save it as YouTube tutorial. Sorry. Save as a PSD first. Then what to do? Want to export? You can name your artboard, by the way. Maybe cover photo, this and that. You can do all of that, but I'll just select all of these artboards now. Go to file, go to export artboard to files. So yes, exporting as a JPEG, artboard content only, the location is already there, and I will just click on run and allow everything to process. Okay, so we finished exporting our files, so let's go have a look. So this is what we did. YouTube 1 2 3, just 4 artboards and 4 images. So we have our cover photo, our logo presentation, color, and this. So this is long. You might probably just decide to cut this into 2 separate images, that's with different artboards. All that's left for you, then your images. Those are the basic things you want to present. So now let's go and upload it on our Behance profile. So if we go to Behance, let me use, I think I have a demo. demo accounts. Okay, like I say, go to share work, go to share project, and then you click on image. So it asks you to select the images you want to upload. So I have 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now click open, and it's going to upload all of these images for me. So you see they've uploaded here, here, here. You see how beautiful it looks now. So you can just adjust your setting, project name, YouTube tutorial, Spark, project tags. What did you do here, or what did you use? So like I used Illustrator to create, Photoshop to create, tag portfolio design, brand design, graphic design. Thus any words that people easily search and you wanted to find your project with. Get visual identity, social media, whichever. Just have all of that there. You can even add more digital marketing and all of that. You can try to add more and more. All that's left for you. So what tools did you use? Primarily we use Illustrator, that's to create the logo itself. And okay, let's say Photoshop. Yeah, category, graphic design, visibility, everyone. Cover photo, if you can select your cover photo. For me, this is it too. I'll use that. And yeah, everything here is set. Then I can just click on publish, and the project will go live on my portfolio. So you can share it to your social so that people see. Go to your portfolio, you get to see the presentation here. So if I should open it now from external view, see, this is what it looks like. So from the cover photo into the logo, this is why I say I like to use the icon. No more details yet, but just boom, showing you that flow into the logo breakdown, primary logo, secondary logo, colors, typography, assets, and all of that. So I already published this project before, just recently. See, so this was the cover photo. Here I used the full logo. You can decide to add this about, mission, vision, add that on your, like I said, these are not the most necessary things, but if you add it, it's a plus for you, it's a bonus for you. You can add it to show your client that, okay, yes, you're actually going into details. Then now the logo, to the breakdown, primary logo, secondary logo, then how it will look as an app icon. So I got a mock-up to show that user persona. Like I said, this for like more of like a full branding project. See that? So I did user persona, about, goals. This comes when you want to do full branding. You need a bit more of research for that one. Color, see the way I arrange my own colors now this time. See, typography, just only the font, that's all. Then the assets, see the arrangement here. Then the images, get, so 2 vertical and the rest. Then that was it. That was the end of the project. That is how I arranged my project, and that brings us to the end of this tutorial. I really hope you enjoyed it. Alright, so that's it for today, guys. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you enjoyed this video, please like this video, drop your thoughts for me in the comment, hit that subscribe button if you're new to this channel, and please share to others as well. Now, if you've not watched the first video on how to set up your Behance account, click this video up here and you'll see how to create your account completely from scratch. Until next time, guys, stay safe, stay creative. God bless you all.